Hi again. English language is formed by words as any other language around the world. And for an easier understanding of the language, we must classify the words by categories. At the beginning of this video, you might be confused or overwhelmed by so much information. However, I promise that this lesson would be valuable for you to easily understand sentences, structures, and grammar in general. Pay attention to how the words are classified, and as usual, take notes for your further reference. You are in Certify English, and from here on out, I'm going to be your personal English coach. Every week, you will have relevant, useful, and practical information to know how to certify your English level or just to boost your knowledge. Parts of a speech or word class are essential to order words in sentences. Check the screen and you will see a sentence that you cannot understand because the words are written at random. Although the arrangement of words in a sentence is called syntax, you must know what words are needed in a specific place. It could make a lot easier for you to improve your English at a steady pace. You can also use this classification to order the words and have your vocabulary organized. There are many ways in which you can use this information to your benefit, especially if you pretend to certify your English in any of the multiple exams available these days. So check the information as it is displayed, and in case you have any question, write it down in the comments. There are 8 categories in which they are divided, but we have subcategories as well. If you are here for your homework, just copy the 8 basic categories. On the other hand, if you want to improve your English and get to know most of the classification, pay attention in detail to all these classes. As it usually happens, in other videos you can see in more detail each classification individually to an extended explanation. However, here we have a quick review. Let's start with nouns. These are words that refer to a person, animal, thing, or abstraction. A person could be John, Carl, Sarah, Mary, or any other name. An animal could be a dog, a horse, a whale, a dove, a worm, etc. A thing could be a book, house, city, cell phone, or any other. An abstraction is a little bit harder to understand, and there are many references and definitions for this word. Here we will take the definition given to linguistics. An abstraction makes reference to an idea that you cannot touch or see, but you can understand. For example, heaven, love, ideas, or electricity. Pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun. You use it when you don't want or need to mention someone directly. For example, John is transformed into he, dog is transformed into it, and then we have they, she, I, you. Adjectives. These are words that give information about a noun. You use adjectives to describe characteristics such as appearance, color, size, or any other quality. For example, big, red, beautiful, hard, smart, and so on. Verbs. These words express the action of a subject, or what happens to it, or to give information about it. In fact, the classification for verbs is way beyond this brief introduction, but we will keep it simple for your ease. And we have these simple examples. Keep in mind that verbs work at different levels. Here we have read, eat, wash, run. Adverbs. These words give information about the verb like when, how, or where something happened. For example, always, constantly, quickly, or suddenly. Prepositions. These words show the relationship between different parts of a clause. For example, relationship of time, place, or reason. And here we have the 3 most common examples: in, on, at. Conjunctions. These words join or link 2 words, clauses, or sentences. For example, and, while, so, although, and there are many others. We will check them in detail further. Interjections. These words express emotions or feelings. For example, ouch, wow, yeah, etc. Interjections usually are one word or one expression. Okay, so far we have covered the parts of the speech that you essentially need, but this bonus may help you for a more advanced study and analysis. Phrase. These are a group of words that are used together and have a meaning by themselves. For example, would like to or have got. Phrasal verbs. These are verbs that contain a particle. Their meaning changes from the original verb. For example, get in, get on, get up, come in, come across, etc. Idioms. These are phrases that have a completely different meaning from what the words express individually. These idioms are used as part of a cultural development. For example, break a leg, that means have luck, or once in a blue moon, that means rarely. So, how can you use this information to your advantage? Well, remember the first sentence that was a complete mess? Now let's see how to arrange it correctly. You do not do anything in your house. We need to follow simple rules, grammar and syntax, to have an understandable sentence like this. Then, the first important feature about parts of speech is that you can have a clear idea of what words you need to produce and complete an understandable message. Another way to use this power of knowing the parts of speech is by identifying the parts that are missing in a sentence or idea. This is very important when you start learning English because your mother tongue can interfere with the original idea and you may be speaking in your mother tongue using words in English. Very common, by the way. Check this example. I space in the park. Now you know that the missing word is a verb, and although you might have thought the answer was run, the answer is sleep. I got you. Check this other example. However, the following example is a bit harder and it is using Cambridge examinations to certify from level B1 to C2. Let's have a look. The incredible prehistoric Chauvet cave art, space. France is painted in, space, colors, space. Dates back to a period around 30,000 years ago. You can see that the first line requires a preposition, the second line needs an adjective, and the third line needs a conjunction. If you know the answers, please write them down in the comments. One final example of how to take advantage of this information happens when you have to decide between what word class you have to choose to produce the correct information. Check this out. If you think of leaving your job, you may think that handing in your letter of resign is the end of the matter. If you know parts of speech, you can easily get the answer. This is another way in which Cambridge examinations can measure your English level, and it is based on parts of speech. Don't forget to write the answers in the comments as well. Parts of speech are essential features if you want to improve your general vocabulary and understanding, especially if you want to form new words. Check this out. From the word enjoy, you can create enjoyment and enjoyable. And from the word oppose, you can form opposition, opponent, opposite, or opposing. Using the power of parts of speech and practice, you would easily discover new ways of using words wisely. As a matter of fact, it is a technique that is used by B2 and C learners, and it works. So take your time to look for the word class and you would see your effort paying off. Here you have some exercises to practice a little bit. Write your answers in the comments and pause the video to do it at your own pace. Here you can practice even more. Scan the code for different objectives. The code on the left allows you to present the quiz to a class or group of friends. On the right, you can play alone as many times as you wish. In case you cannot scan because you are using your smartphone to watch this video, you can find the links in the description. Have fun and practice! As you have seen, parts of speech are very similar to puzzle pieces and they fit in a sentence to create a meaning. Your journey to learn or master English requires that you are familiar with these categories. In further videos, you will see why they are important to know so you can correct your mistakes easily. If you found this information useful, you may be interested in the next video. By the way, check the answers, the description. In case you have any question, write it down in the comments so I can help you. Certify English, English for your goals.